I've been friends with Evan, our guitarist, since as long as I remember, since I was like 5 years old. We grew up across the street from each other, and we were never like super hardcore into music. Like we weren't really those kids whose parents like listened to a lot of music and we like picked it up through there. We kind of got into it together. Although his parents are pretty big in music, but I got a guitar for my 8th grade graduation, and I never quite like got completely the hang of it, but he like picked it up and he was just like a natural at it, and he like got into playing songs on my guitar for a while. The first one being One Last Breath by Creed. Great song.
Great song.
But yeah, we were in 8th grade. And so like for a while we tried to form a band. Dan, my brother, like initially played drums, and we ended up not really getting anything started until junior year of high school, and we played together for pretty much all of my senior year, doing a lot of shows in like this church basement, which was, I don't know, it was super fun. We got this little band of followers together from our bassist and I were in marching band in high school, and we had a little band of marching band freshmen that would like come out to all our shows and like go crazy and like, you know, mosh around and stuff. And so that was a really fun time, and like eventually everyone else like caught on and started like dancing too, and it was just a fun little community of like a few bands that would come and do shows. It's been really fun, and like we have this group of friends who comes out to a lot of our shows and like supports us. Pretty Boy Floyd is a play off of the name Pretty Boy Floyd, which was a famous bank robber who used to go around and when he would rob banks, he would like burn the people's mortgages that were like on file there. And back in those days, that was really the only record that they had of those mortgages, and so those people would be like completely freed from their debt. So it was kind of like a Robin Hood sort of situation. Just kind of like this image of Sigmund Freud as like a rocker.
Who is the prettiest boy in Pretty Boy Freud?
Oh man, it's got to be either Eric or Cam. Eric, I think, wins because he almost was in a Red Lobster commercial last week. Yeah, he works at Red Lobster, and their manager like was asked by, I don't know, the corporate people or whatever, who in their store would be good to be in a commercial, and they like recommended him. I think Bloomington has an amazing music scene for how big it is. It's what, like 120,000 people, and like every single night when I have wanted to go see like music, there's been the opportunity to see something. I feel like recently the local band scene has been thriving, like more so than ever, but I might have a little bit of a biased, you know, look, being like more actively involved in it now than I was before. But even like through BCEC, this club that I'm in, last year I was in it, and we put on events and stuff, but this year I see like the people from BCEC at like all these different shows, and last year I don't really remember that going on as much. And I just feel like recently there's a lot more interest in it, and I think maybe a little bit the arts management program at IU like has brought people with that interest and given them like the desire to do things in the real world and get experience, and so they're kind of doing it for school, but of course they want to do it themselves too, but that just makes for a lot of different things going on all the time. And it's cool how it's not just rock music either, it's like in all sorts of different types of music. You got the music school, which I think really helps the scene also, so a lot of classical music and jazz from that source. And then I don't know, they're like a lot of hippies in the town too, and I think they get into like the bluesier scene a little more, and it's kind of a rural area, so you get that bluegrass feel. So there's just a lot going on, and I think it's really cool. We're tentatively thinking about like wanting to go to a few cities and set up like, you know, a low-key tour. But I think shorter term, our goals are to record and get like an EP out for people to listen to. We want to play as many shows as possible around Bloomington as we have been. We've played a lot of the venues that we've wanted to play already, but I think we want to get to like the Bishop at some point, and play with like more bands. Hopefully, like play the Bluebird a little bit more. But I think you know, we would all be very excited to do this for a longer period of time, but we understand that that might not be in the cards. So we're just kind of taking things how they go right now, and just trying to have fun with people in town and